Welcome to the third episode of the Songwriter Saga podcast. I'm your host, Stephen Allen. Today I sit down with Heath, Ransonnet, and Bertolet. They share original songs about love and hardship and how songwriting helped find the meaning in that hardship. Hope you enjoy it.
And your songs tell a story. We're just trying to do covers and stuff like that, but you really had a story to tell, and it resonates through your music.
Well, I just remember really appreciating it, and it meant a lot that night. I don't think I've ever even said anything to you, but it was a big deal. That was the first time I ever sang in a bar.
I just loved seeing a young cat come up doing good stuff, man.
Mm.
You know, because you feel like everybody's DJing now, or doing
karaoke.
stuff like that, karaokeing. But you actually, a young guy out there writing his own stuff.
Man, I know how to pick guys for this podcast. Keep coming. No, that's what's up. So, all right. So I got Heath and Eric here today. And Eric, you just finished this one song. And you can talk about the story behind it.
Yeah. Well, it was both of you. I was watching. I think you and Remy posted a picture, and you were in Missouri, little bumper car rides and go karts, and I posted on there. I said, that young man's doing a great job raising his dad.
Yep. And
he said, I like that. I said, don't steal it, because that's my next song. Not even a month ago, I think.
Right.
And first of all, I'd like to say I feel like, you remember Good Morning Vietnam with Adrian Cronauer and the other DJ. Remember that one movie?
Oh, yeah. Robin Williams.
Yeah, the difference in me and him. I'm sitting here with someone way out of my league, so it's a great honor to be with you.
Likewise.
And I'm going to tell the story. It must have been a long time ago, over a decade ago. There was a doctor, Pat Daigle, an occupational doctor, and had something happen at night. I was over his place, and this young kid, probably 13 years old, and had a Spank the Monkey t-shirt on. What is that? I don't know about the name. It's a great band. So here I am, good friends with the creator. 25, I was able to attend your 25th anniversary party in Lafayette, and how the world turns and where it stops and where we meet up just amazes me constantly.
Beautiful.
That's what's up.
So my song. So that's what it was. And I've never had a song come to me so easily and flow so well. And everybody who heard it just, it wasn't just lip service like a lot of, that's pretty good stuff, and it touched people. And that's my gift to my sons, and a couple of them still haven't heard it.
Well, let's hear it.
All right.
Let's go for it.
Yes.
Try to get through it. Am I close enough?
Yeah.
I was there when each of them were born. I heard them take their first breath, the last one. I delivered myself. I heard them say their first words. I watched them take their first steps. Lord God, how I've been blessed. I watched them learn, I saw them grow. Life hit them hard, this I know from boys to men. They stood unfazed. I didn't understand it then, but I've come to realize it says they were not the only ones being raised. After all is said and done, about all the things I've said and done, taking all the good with the bad. One thing I know, I've raised some mighty fine men, and they raised one heck of a dad. My boys have seen me standing tall. A time or two they've watched me fall, seen me succeed, other times fail. They've heard me swear a time or two. They've also heard me pray through. It's not so easy being a dad. So when my time upon this earth is done, my days of eternity begun, I pray my sons don't be sad. We worked and played so hard at being men. I love you till the very end. You did a great job at raising your dad. After all is said and done, about all the things I've said and done, taking all the good with the bad. One thing I know, I've raised some mighty fine men, and they raised one heck of a dad. And they raised one heck of a dad.
You made me cry, bruh.
Oh,
For real.
and I said that to both of you. I think on Facebook.
Yeah, you did.
And it's you look back and you're trying to get your son strong and teach him everything you know, but in reality, it's the other way around just as much. And I got my boys are all fine, healthy, fantastic gentlemen. But what they've done and instilled in me, I think, has to far surpass anything I've instilled in them. A lot of it's genetics, but what you get from your kids is just unbelievable. So.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm serious,
He's
man.
there
You hit
with
me
you.
hard.
Box
bro.
of tissues on there.
Give Heath a minute.
Yeah, and you two gentlemen, and really inspired. Plus, I know some of y'all's stories and the struggles, and we've all had them. And and that's watching you grow through this, and the trials and tribulations that we all go through. How your kids are such an anchor and keep you steady. Where without them, no telling where we'd be and how lost we'd be.
Amen to that.
Yeah, it's a rudder in your ship. So that's my gift to my sons on Father's Day. I hope to play for them. A couple of them seen it. My second son, he's about to go to Kuwait and Afghanistan. Very stoic, always just stone. You watch him in the video, pictures all. I got a couple times laughing. So he's watching that video, the biggest grin on his face. It's like, God, I did it. That's the one I wanted to reach, along with all of them. But
Nice.
That's awesome. And like for the most part, it happened pretty quick, right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like from the time you made that little comment on Facebook,
That wasn't that
it
long
wasn't
ago.
long.
yeah, I say I had a couple other ideas of the melody, but it just flowed out. When we did the video, I just threw the lead in there. Just get up there and did it. Not really any practice. No, just everything happened and flowed. The licks, that one beginning lick just was given to me. I didn't work for it. Usually you try to get it right, and then is memorable. And then the words just, no effort, just flowed.
Well, it's definitely universal. Like I can't think of anyone. I mean,
Unless you get daughters, then.
but even the concept, right?
Yeah.
But just about raising your kids, and how, I mean, for sure. I mean, there were so many times that I mean, I imagine we all could say this, that at some point, like, we didn't care enough about ourselves to keep going. Like, if it was just us, then, like, man, we'll just check out. I mean, like, what's the point? But because we had somebody worth staying in the game for, so to speak, like, it kept us alive. And then, I mean, everything else that we've enjoyed in life since then is because we had that. So
Yeah, I'll tell you a story about that red crackle Washburn I got in there. And one of my favorite guitars, a little cheap guitar, probably $350. And I've got, some of my guitars are meant in thousands of dollars. But this one has a Randy Rhoads snakeskin strap on it. So I was oiling that, had it on the counter. And I left the strap out of the case, so that the case wasn't fastened. And I was sitting in the living room, I heard that guitar hit the ground. Oh, man, and I lost my stuff. I lost my cool, screamed and hollered, and my son sitting there just watching me. I just totally lost my cool. How many times I go apologize to him, son, it's just a guitar. I should have never talked to you like so. That guitar and that son cured me of ever getting angry. I just don't. It serves no purpose over a stinking guitar. And I mean, and I know I passed because my house flooded. You've been helping me with my floor. I got a grandfather clock. It was worth $30,000, and they tipped it over. And they about to die, and I came in. It ain't nothing but a thing, brother. Don't worry about it.
Woo.
I know I passed. Thank you, God. And that's a lesson I never would have learned. Maybe popping off to a stranger, to my own son, and just what a blessing that is. We're all young men. There's no manual on being fathers. You got to learn it the hard way, and learn from your mistakes, or you have to repeat them. So hopefully that one I won, thankfully.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
It's a long answer to a short question.
No. And for all the guys listening, so we talk about the Colonel's Club in this venue here, and like at some point we'll do a video and show you guys around, but this is the owner, this is the Colonel of the Colonel's Club, this is your place. Yeah. And so obviously thank you so much. I was telling Heath, I was like, when Eric's like, so would you want to do your podcast here? And I'm like, would I? Yeah, this is I mean, I was thinking about doing it in my little flooring office, right? I was going to set it up and just like, I'll just be in the corner.
Live from the futon.
Yeah, and just, yeah. And so, so this has been great. And I mean, you can probably say a whole lot more, but I feel like there's this circle of songwriters that this is kind of like a hub of like where we,
I think it will
kinda,
be, yeah. And it's just happened spontaneously, organically. No one forced it. Wasn't the plan. It's just happened. Had some great songwriters up through here, and we plan on keep doing it.
Yeah. I mean, you have big dreams of, having like big songwriter events where, like over weekends, and he's plenty
We had some big artists here. Heath played my birthday party, which is phenomenal. And it's just it's not cliquish, but it's just private. And
there's so much stuff around here. It's like a museum, right?
It is.
I mean, just
This place is so cool.
and it's so cool. And even like we had the last episode, Josiah and Rebecca were on here, and they were getting the tour. And after he left, they were just like how many years did it take for him to like get all this stuff? Just the patches and everything around
there's
here.
a story behind every single piece in here.
Yeah.
Nothing was just brought here and dropped off. Everything.
And it's all got your fingerprint on it. So
It's mine or somebody else's. Yes, it's.
You should definitely come back and do like a podcast just on walking around this
we'll
place.
just have to go around and show you this.
Tell
everything.
stories. That'd be
So
great.
yeah.
The books in the bathroom are signed by the artist. It's just incredible. I could start and never finish. Just look at a friend of mine who was in the Wild Pigs before I bought it, and he had not been here since I renovated. He just looking. He said, "I can't believe how much stuff there is to look at and touch and see."
Yeah.
And like my grandfather's lap steel up there, a Gaiatone. They started making them in 1933, and that's serial number 215, I think. So one of the first Gaiatone lap steels, and the place is just full of memorabilia like that.
Awesome.
Ted Nugent signed guitar, and just very much a home away from home.
Yeah. And now, how long have y'all known each other?
A couple years, I
Yeah,
guess.
a couple years, not
It's
long
only
at
been
all.
a couple. Yeah. Okay. So it hadn't been too long.
And had I met him before, I'd just been a fan. But the way his life was going and my life and everything, it just kind of solidified. Life meant more than just passing in a bar room, or really, I don't go to bars to drink. I go to see good music, and just blown away by his passion and then what do they call them, loud bullhorn.
Oh.
I said, dude.
Well, he showed me the video. When was he singing? Because I just remember you were singing and like you were just pouring your heart out.
Oh, that was right here for our birthday party. You probably don't remember that.
We had a good time that night.
Man, you
He's like, I don't
after
remember
it was
much
all
of it.
over, you picked up your guitar and walked out here and sang your heart out. And just knowing your story, what that meant, what I was really hearing, and man, that's phenomenal. I just send that to you.
Good stuff. These walls have a lot of stories.
Oh man.
More to come too.
So, okay, so you've been in the game for a long time. So you have a
Yeah,
band,
a little
Spank
bit.
the Monkey, and so a little bit how that started, and then just songwriting and singing for you in general.
Oh man, I started playing music professionally at 13 years old. I've been in bands since I was like 7 or 8 years old. Just like I wouldn't call it a garage band because we actually were in a person's attic.
Wow.
It was hot as hell. We had to bring everything upstairs. All we played was Van Halen, ZZ Top song TV Dinners, and a little bit of, I think, some Zebra.
Is there
Or
any
some-
VHS of that around any?
I doubt it. I think it was probably before VHS even, maybe, man.
Reel to reel.
But we did that forever, and I started like a dance band called Special Request, and we played like Duran Duran and stuff like that. I played bass keyboards at the time. That band kind of evolved into I joined up with Kuiper. We wrote a song called Tic Tac Toe and Ecstasy and all those stuff, so I was in that band. Then we opened up for Stevie B, and Stevie B was a track act at the time, so Stevie B stole us from Kuiper, so my little dance band became Stevie B. So we went on a tour with Stevie B, played like on the Arsenio Hall show, Club MTV, stuff like that. So that was my first songwriting in that
Yeah.
band. It was dance music. Never really got a record deal as our own band. Came back home and started playing in a band, playing bass in a wedding band. And the keyboard player and lead singer of the band decided they were going to start doing these duo things at the casino 3 nights a week. So the rest of the band decided we were going to start Spank the Monkey just for fun. We're playing for free beer on a strip, Mako strip in Lafayette, Louisiana.
And where did the name come from? Is there anything
wasn't
we were
taken.
trying to come up with something catchy
Yeah.
and be able to explain it. And my little brother was living in Los Angeles at the time. He had a band called Monkafust, and they were a funk band, kind of like Chili Pepper kind of sound and stuff. And they had this little cartoon monkey with bell bottoms, a big
Yeah.
hat, star sunglasses, carrying a guitar case. And we were like, what if we named him Spank? Spank, comma, the monkey.
Spank the monkey.
So that's where it came from.
Oh, dude.
And the funny thing, I was in, no, this isn't my time yet, but all right, San Diego, California. No, in Laguna Beach, California. I was in some thrift shop, and they had a little door tag with "Spank the Monkey." Remember I gave you
Yep.
that little guy spanking a monkey?
That's on Remy's bedroom door to this
Oh
day.
my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people you know, you can see something that says "Spank the Monkey"? I know the perfect person for that.
Yeah. Right. This is the perfect person for
I
this
was gonna
gift.
walk by that. Hey, what would I get that for? Oh.
So what are you gonna play today?
I was going to do Sweet Daisy. It's like our first hit or whatever, you know, the one that got us all the record company interest.
Yeah.
But after hearing his song for his sons, I kind of want to
Oh.
play
Okay.
the song that I wrote for my son.
Oh.
Probably 20 years. He's 24, 25 now. So I wrote this song 25 years ago, and it's the complete opposite of his story.
Mm.
It took me 9 months to write this song.
Wow.
It was hell.
Mm.
I couldn't get it right, and then finally it came. It took a long time. It wasn't easy.
Wow.
But and the song actually, my dad passed away this past year, and while he was in hospice, I was actually able to play this song for him before he
Wow.
passed, and it kind of took on a whole new meaning to me, kind of like he says about your son's raising you. It's kind of like I'd written that song for my son 25 years ago, and when I sang it to my dad right there, it kind of felt like I'd written that for my dad.
Dude, I literally, seriously, just got chills, man. Like coming all
It
when
was
all of a sudden I
strange.
He
realized.
wasn't commenting. He hear that.
Oh yeah, you could hear it.
Oh,
But
wow,
I
man.
remember
He could hear
My
it.
dad passed away, and I just sat there and played Father and Son by Cat Stevens over and over and over for him. But he never did.
Mm.
He couldn't hear it. And how special that for your dad to hear that. Wow.
All right, well, man, I'm dying to hear it.
All right. See if I can pull it off for you guys. Can't believe how nervous I am. I'm shaking.
Name like Smoke the Monkey. You can pull it off.
Forever young, forever real, forever strong, forever here. The lengths I'd go to, the clouds I'd fly, the waves I'd crawl through to see your smile, my one and only one. One and only one. One and only one. One and only one. Beautiful voice, beautiful face. The sun shines upon you. I see His grace. The lengths I'd go to, the clouds I'd fly, the waves I'd crawl through to see I'd need someone. I never thought I'd love my one and only son. One and only one. One and only one. One and only
Wow. Wow.
Man, Heath,
I'm
like,
so glad you changed songs. Wow.
I was shaking for that one.
I teared up on that, man. I just all of a sudden you really made me man, yeah. And I just have my one son too, and so sitting there, and I think like I knew it was about your son, like you already talked about it, but like when you said that at the end, that line, it just it hit too.
And he doesn't even talk to me anymore right now. He's pissed at me. He won't even talk to me. He won't return my phone calls.
Man.
You know, you go through those things with your kids.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry you're going to go through it.
Yeah. No, well, I'm sure because my parents have gone through it.
Yep.
And man, there's been, oh man, this is gonna be a rough episode. Yeah. There's.
We're going on south and
Oh,
sad.
no, it's okay. It's good. It's good. It's meaningful.
Group hug.
But you know, there's so many times where I just like I knew in my world, I was like, oh, my parents don't care. My parents like, and that's the way I perceived it. And it's like a math problem that you solve wrong. And the more you already made one mistake in the equation, it's like the rest
gets
of it,
worse,
you're getting more and more lost. And it's like you just kind of you get one thing wrong here and here, and you know you did it all, you figured it up in your mind. You're like, no, I added it all up. There's no way. And then you come back, and you're like, oh no. They love me more than anyone in the world, and I treated them like,
Yes, sir.
and so that's heavy, man.
I didn't mean to get heavy.
No, it's good. Well, you know my songs, so like heavy is like I just started kind of getting to where I can sing about. I think my thing I would always say, if I win the lottery, I'll write about it. Like it's okay, like you can get happy. But no, I think that and I say this about life, but then I think it ties in with music, is that so often we try to avoid suffering in life, which would make sense because it's not comfortable. But the challenge in life is not to avoid the suffering, because it will come. It's the secret is to try to find the meaning within the suffering, and it's always there. And the deeper the suffering, the deeper you have to dig through the shit of that suffering to find the meaning. But it's always there. And I feel like that's what a songwriter does when we write a song about something we're going through, is we're digging and we're trying to find that golden nugget. And then once we have that song, I mean, we hold on to it and we play it. And
I think you just gave me a song.
Dude.
The suffering.
I've always said,
You
I've
just gave me a song.
told this to Heath, we go through things, we learn things from pain and suffering that we can't learn any other way. And God needs us to learn those lessons so we can be the people, the persons that He needs us to be. The trick is to learn the lesson the first time, or you got to go back and repeat it. So every situation, no matter how bad, whatever it is, I sit down and say, okay, what am I supposed to be learning from this? What you take a wrong turn, or you get lost somewhere. Okay, who am I supposed to meet? There's got to be a purpose in this, and it's not just a bunch of atoms out there in the galaxy spinning around on random choice. There's a purpose in life. So, and then it's like they say, if you haven't gone through things, you can't sing the blues. You gotta have a little sorrow in there to dig from and mine from.
Well, and they can't see the, like, there's some, and okay, the only reason that song meant something to me, right, is because I've gone through my own little valleys, right? And there's some songs that I may have written that in some version, you know, compares it something similar of what I've been through, and they're just like, yeah, and you're like, yeah, okay, you're not able to see it yet. You haven't been through it, and you can tell. Like now I'm going, as you were singing, I was like, yeah, he toiled over this for months. Like it didn't just like pop out. It like tore out of you like with suffering.
Simple. It's such a simple song, but it just, to get it right, it had to be perfect. You know, I had to get it right.
Yeah.
'Cause it's for my son. I
Yeah.
had to get it perfect. So it just, my brain was on fire.
Yeah.
I had to get it perfect.
Well,
I wish I could write a song the way he did that would just flows out of you like that, man. I don't think that has ever happened to me in my life. Actually, it did once. I wrote
Can we hear that song?
I wrote a song called Insolence that came to me like that. It just flew out. Just
Wow.
blah, blah, blah. Once.
Yeah, well, I've had songs that have come fast, and then there's some that I've worked on for over a year. But it could show. It just showed. I think the best part about this, like obviously we were talking about it, it's like it's a platform, you know, for other songwriters to come sing, and then it's a resource if there's anyone listening and like, yeah, I'm interested, and like, you know, I get to hear from these songwriters and maybe the process they went through. But me, I get to be in heaven and hear the songs from the writers, and there's something about, you know, that authenticity.
We get to learn from each other.
Oh
Yeah.
man, it's a family. Me and Tony Cobb was on here, and we were just talking about the family. We're talking about this again because we talked about it on that episode, but just how songwriters, when they write the song, they're opening up about their deepest, darkest secrets. You're being very vulnerable with the people who are listening, and so I feel like with songwriters, I can, you know. You can go. I think Ray and Tony hadn't seen each other in a couple years, but immediately there was that bond when they came back on the show and they saw each other. And because, man, in a song you pour yourself out in that moment, then some people who've known each other for 10 years, you get that vulnerability and just that. I think that songwriter family. I don't know. It means a lot.
We're all very songwriters. You know, we're all very like, to ourselves kind of people and scared to put ourselves out there always. So it's kind of nice to sit across the table and talk to each other and see where we come from in those places, you know, where that crap comes from, you know?
Yeah.
Like your song's just so sad and beautiful. Just wow.
They're a little bit they're not quite so devastating. Steve Leslie, we gave him a shout out on the first episode. This songwriter out in Nashville, and he's got steveleslie.com for our listeners. They have like a 1 month free subscription. He does like, I think it's $25 a month. You got new content, and so so a song that you write, you know, it's kind of like your baby, right? Yeah. And it's hard to take criticism, and so that's what he does. You show it, and he's just like,
tear it down, build it back.
Good song. All right, you ready?
Hold on.
And then it's just like, and
the dude's what some Grammys or something.
He's worked with a lot of really good singers. He's a very my conversation with him. He's a really humble guy. He didn't, you know, he's not sitting there like name dropping and stuff, but he's been a part of some really big projects and sung with some really big names. But one that I thought, you know, like I think in the back of your mind, right? This ego guy. He's like, man, I'm gonna blow this guy's mind. Like he's been in Nashville all his life, right? Singing to you. But I'm about to show him the song, and he's gonna just be like, "Oh, this is it."
And big songwriter in Nashville, boy.
Yeah,
sign here.
Sign it. And man, he heard my song. He's like, "That's good." And he's like, "All right, you got some talent there." He's like, "You ready?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, I should start over on the first verse, rewrite that, and let's go over a couple lines in the chorus. Yeah, scratch that second chorus, you know." and like, whoa! And then I was like, just trying to take the hits, you know. I was like, can you explain why? Just, you know, I can. And man, he explained why, and he was right. And so anyway, that being said,
man, I want to hear that conversation. I really do.
He shared it with me. pretty insightful. So, dang, I didn't even think about that.
Come back a little closer to your mic.
Yeah. Just some of the stuff the flood in Baton Rouge. You said people all over the United States have been experiencing floods in the last 10 years. Your little story about Baton Rouge, just make it general so it relates to everybody. It's just little things like that he told you.
Yeah, to make it, he said, he's like, well, what do you want to do? He's like, you want to write songs for you, so you can sing to your kids around your family, and oh yeah, Stephen. He's like, or are you trying to like write something that will affect a bigger audience?
Yes.
Yeah, that will touch everyone. I'm like, well, I mean, yeah, like the other, but he's like, all right then, and so these parts in the song that are like, and man, I guess that's you have to really decide what writer you want to be, and then even like some songs though, I have some songs that they are just for me, what I mean, like
yes.
That's and that's okay to just whenever you're in a dark time and like I got a song and man it got me through that, and man that's all it ever needed to be, and so it's enough. But yeah, it's a process. So
Learning every day.
yeah,
Never stop learning.
yeah. But this is good. I love just working, like sitting down with other songwriters and then co-writing. Do you ever like work with another? Oh, how's
Yes.
so? And do y'all?
Bernie Taupman out there, Elton and Bernie.
My favorite person to write with is my younger brother Christian.
Yeah.
He was the bass player in our band forever. He wrote probably half of Spank's first CD by himself when he was in Los Angeles, and flew down here for 2 weeks, and we wrote the rest of the record and recorded it in 2 weeks. Like in a little home studio in Laurelville, Louisiana. A little Mackie console with ADATs. Remember ADATs
No.
recorders? It was
I'm
an
young.
8-track recorder. They used VHS tapes. We had 3 or 4 of those, so we could have 24 tracks,
Wow.
And so
you
we recorded.
you have a copy of that?
Oh, it's all over. It's YouTube, Amazon Music.
Dude, I need to catch up. I'm gonna go listen to that. That's awesome.
Spank
You
the
did
Monkey's
that in
first
2
CD.
weeks.
Yep.
That's incredible.
Oh, it sounds like it was recorded in 2 weeks. Trust me. But the songs were quality songs. We got so
wow.
much record company attention from that record.
wow.
It was good songs. Just we didn't know what we were doing, how to record. We did it ourselves.
Well, here I'm doing the same thing here.
Following in your footsteps.
25 years later, the band's still together.
That's
Yeah.
all, and that's something I was gonna ask you, man. Like I went to Nashville that one time, and I was looking, some of these guys they're singing covers, and they're all good, right? You're walking down Broadway, and all these you hear in all these country songs and stuff, some you haven't heard in years, and they're all nailing it. They're all good, but I remember at one spot, this guy, and he was doing a set, and it was fine, and after talking to him, realized he'd been there for like 2 years, and gets up, does his whatever 4-hour set or whatever he does of covers every day, going over. And I'm like, man, that's a good way to burn out and never want to touch my guitar ever again. And so I'm just, you sitting there like, yeah, 25 years, and here you are, and you just sang a song, and it was just as like authentic as if you had written it yesterday, and that you have like to, people like their passion for something like goes away. And so I don't know, it just has a lot like how
My passion has definitely come and gone over the years. Spank was together probably about 10 or 12 years, something like that. I lose track of years, I really do.
Yeah.
But I had to take a break. We were playing literally, there was 2 or 3 years in a row we played more than 365 shows in a year. Like we're doing some double shows and stuff. We were literally playing 7 nights a week, nonstop. We would have a Sunday off here, a Monday off there, every once in a while. We would like play here in Baton Rouge, play in Lafayette, then we go down to New Orleans, then we would take off and go to Houston for a week, then we go up to Jackson, Mississippi for a week, then to Biloxi for a week, then we go to Panama City for a week, just 7-day stints everywhere. And we were a self-sufficient band. We had our own lighting, our own sound, our own sound guy. We sold our own t-shirts, made our own CDs. So we were busting butt for a long time, and finally I just had to quit. We'd flown up to Alaska. We used to go to Alaska every year for a month. We'd go up for 5 weeks to write a new CD.
You performed up there?
We'd play a club for five days a week and the other 2 days we had off, and they'd let us rehearse in the club. So we'd go up there and write new CDs. But this last time we went up to Alaska, we all flew back home, and we all
If
flew
you guys
back
wondering
home.
right now, his dog Nuge is just kind of deciding to do his own thing
Have
over
to introduce you to Nuge when they do the club too. He's part of the place.
here. Yeah.
But the last time we went to Alaska, we flew back home, and the band we were supposed to start that Tuesday in Gulf Shores, Alabama. And I flew up to New York City for 1 day to go see Velvet Revolver at the Roseland Ballroom.
Wow.
It was their very first show.
And
This
you
was,
did the song. Last time I saw you play one of their songs.
Yep. Fall to Pieces.
No.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Yeah. that one.
Yep.
Yeah. Sliver.
That's it.
Sliver. But so I went and saw them play, and the band had set up all the gear, and I flew in like literally 30 minutes before we were supposed to start playing in Gulf Shores. And I get there, and they just put all my gear just on the stage. They hadn't set it up for me. So I set up my gear, did my week. That Sunday, I was down on the beach with my son, and I went up to the club to get a cup of water for me and my son while we're at the beach. And it was a new club owner. He's like, you have to pay $1 for water. I said, no, I'm Heath. I'm singing in the band. I said, I know you just bought the club, but I know who you are. You can put it on your tab. So I was like, okay. So I left the bar, went back on the beach, called up the band, said, I'm not coming to work tonight, and broke up the band that day. Didn't finish playing that gig. Sold my house in Lafayette, moved to Destin, Florida, quit drinking, went into therapy for 2 years. And then Joel Cooper called me up. He was the guitar player in the band, saying, man, I'm watching this 5 DVD set of our band, and he's crying. I said, I haven't watched it yet, so let me put it on. So we watch the DVDs. He's in New Iberia? No. In Baton Rouge. I'm in Destin, Florida. We're both sitting on the couch crying, watching Spank the Monkey DVDs.
Oh man.
So, bro, we got to put the band back together. And that's what happened. We put the band back together.
Oh my God. And I'll bet those 2 years, like there. I mean, I just imagine there's got to be some talk about suffering or the just meaning
The
and
up and down on all the pills, bro. The Zoloft, trying the different antidepressants and stuff. Man, that was hell. That was hell.
maybe you ate some songs out of all that.
I got quite a few songs
Oh
out of
man,
that.
I'll bet. God.
I'm gonna play you Medication Madness. I don't think you've heard that one before.
Man. Well, man, dude, this has been good. This has been really good. Like, it's really good just to have, and we all have, like, some of the songs that are just, just, like, superficial level kind of stuff. But this is really good, and I appreciate you guys singing your songs, being vulnerable, talking it out. So, Heath and Eric, thanks for coming on, and hopefully have you guys back.
Thank you.
That's a wrap.
Good to be here.
Thanks for listening at the Songwriter Saga podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. For more content like this, be sure to click subscribe. Thank you.